Welcome back. So far in this project, we've created the blockchain and the network. So that's one half of the overall crypto chain backend. The other half is the crypto part, the cryptocurrency system that is. To support this cryptocurrency system, we're going to be adding a bunch of new files and objects to the project. Already though, the project is getting kind of cluttered. So let's be diligent, clean up the project structure while it's still manageable. First up, we're going to group together the blockchain and the block class in a new blockchain directory. And this is going to include their testing files. So let's make this blockchain directory. Let's move blockchain.js into blockchain. And I'm going to choose not to update imports, but that's something you can do if you're on Visual Studio Code. And the reason I'm not going to update imports automatically is that I want to show this in the video to make sure that yours is in sync, as in your version of the project. Cool, so make sure you have block.js, blocktest.js, blockchain.js, and blockchain.test.js in there as well. Now, when it comes to Node.js directories, when you have a default file for a directory, the convention that we use is to call that file index.js. So notice that we currently have blockchain/blockchain.js. That last blockchain.js name is a little redundant, so let's call this index.js instead. Likewise, the test is going to be index.test.js instead of blockchain.test.js. And now the file with the blockchain class is the default file of the blockchain directory. Very cool. Next up, let's think about whether it makes sense for the rest of these files to also be at the root of the project. Now, there's a couple files that I feel like would be better placed in a separate directory. The first example is this crypto hash file. This seems like it would be better in a util directory, which is short for utilities. So let's place this util directory at the root of the project. And we're going to place the crypto hash file as well as cryptohash.test.js within this util directory. So that way it's in this util location of the overall project. Next, there's this average work.js file, and this seems like it should also be in a different directory. So let's make a scripts directory at the root of the project, and let's place average work in there as well. It doesn't seem like a thing that should be at the root of the project for us to still have a clean project overall. Now, config index.js and the package.json files do feel appropriate to have in the root directory. However, this pub/sub.js feels that it should be in a different place. Let's make an app directory and place pub/sub within this app directory there. Cool. All right, with that, we should go down the line of our moved files and make sure all the imports are still working correctly. So in pub/sub.js, we don't need to worry with this file. It's not requiring anything local. With block.js, well, it is trying to get this crypto hash function, but this is now located in the util directory. So we need to go back one directory and go into util and then get crypto hash from there. Config is almost okay, but we actually need to go back one directory in order to find the config file for block.js. So make sure that these two imports are correct for the new blockchain/block.js file. And now in block.test.js, we have a similar situation. The config is now located one directory back. The util directory now contains crypto hash, which is also one directory back. The block file is fine since it's still local as well. So make sure you save the test, or rather the updates, to block.test.js too. Now for blockchain/index, this needs to get the crypto hash from the util directory located one directory back. So /util/crypto hash. The local block is just fine. Index.test.js, what do you know? It's also using the crypto hash module. All right, cool, almost there. Now average work.js. This is trying to get the blockchain class, but that is located one directory back. But we don't need to specify /index conveniently because the index.js file is used automatically as the default file for any directory that we try to import. So by only referring to /blockchain, this average work file is able to get the index.js code. All right, that's pretty convenient. Okay, what about crypto hash? This looks fine, as well as the test file, that is okay too. And now the config file, but this doesn't require anything, so that's okay. The index.js file, well, it needs to get the local blockchain file, which is just fine because it's going to use the new default index.js file. But now the pub sub is located in an app directory, so we need to make sure it's getting from ./app/pubsub. And that about wraps it up. So our overall directory is a lot more organized, especially if you collapse all the directories, it looks really clean. Now we need to make sure that our refactor worked. So there's two things that we can do. First, we can try firing up the tests. So back in the command line, once you have all the changes, fire npm run test. And then if the test suite is still green, we can be assured that it went okay, but looks like I did mess up in one place. In index.test.js, the local blockchain file can't be found, and you probably noticed that. So in index.test.js, we need to get it from ./index instead. And with this save, the test suite is green once more. All right, very cool. Again, props to you if you caught that before. Nice. The other thing that we can do is we can start up the main application with the npm run dev script. So fire npm run dev, and it's listening at localhost 3000 without error, which means all the required commands worked just fine. Cool. So with that refactor, again, I'll open up all the files and folders so that way you can see how it's now restructured. But with that, we now have a clean slate and we're ready to add new folders and files to the CryptoChain project since we're now adding this whole new cryptocurrency part to the overall system.